Alright, so let's get started. The Legend of Zelda is one of Nintendo's most treasured franchises, with the only thing coming close being Mario himself. But what a lot of people don't know is that Zelda isn't just one of Nintendo's oldest franchises. It's also the first ever franchise to feature an openly gay couple. Link and Zelda are video game's first lesbian couple. It has to be true. I looked it up on the internet. Where else would all these fucking pictures come from? So to me, playing a Zelda game is like coming home all over again. In fact, I could say that my love for games and my love for lesbians is directly tied to the Legend of Zelda series. And getting into the review, you once again play through the game as Link. But Nintendo decided that during the Twilight Princess saga that they would make Link into a boy, so they added the defining male attribute that all male characters should have. No longer is Link wearing those lovely tight white stockings that showed off her tight buttocks or ample thighs. Now, with the male revamp of Link, we're given pants. And on and on. Skyward Sword, to its credit, is a lovely game while running on the Dolphin emulator for PC. Oh shush, I bought a Wii. I just don't want to play Wii games on the damn useless thing. And to test out the force feedback of the swinging motion of the controller, I regrettably had to play it on the thing. The controls of the game are functional to some lesser extent, but thus is the problem with the Wii motion controller. Precision is not something the waggle stick was meant to do. Often you'll find yourself just wailing your arms about like a child with anger issues. Dungeon design is as good as you'd expect it to be, and like all others, each dungeon will have a special item in it that will help you progress through it, and you won't have to use it so much that it becomes tedious in the process. I typically don't talk about the soundtrack for a game, but in Zelda it requires mention. They chose to go with an orchestra sound, and it really shines the way it matches up along with the art design of the game. The camera itself is still the third-person piece of shit that we've all grown accustomed to, but so I've just resigned myself to understanding that all third-person games will use a camera that's so fucked up that it will allow the game to become more difficult just past the level of annoyance. As for the story, what do you really need me to tell you? Shit happens to Zelda and it's up for you to save the day or whatever the fuck it is. It's the typical damsel in distress scenario that we've all grown accustomed to. I swear, the biggest mistake they've ever made was naming the game Zelda, because it pretty much solidifies that she has to be in there some way, shape, or form. Link is forever stuck trying to rescue this crazy bitch who always gets captured and never puts out. At least Mario gets a freaking kiss every now and again. Just think, what if the series was named Link instead of Zelda? Then in every game he would have been able to save some new feminine desire, and Link would have been forever known as the playboy instead of a girly man who just liked to be cock teased. And ending it, if you really want to know what sucks about Skyward Sword, it's pretty much just the clunky controls, and that's only because it's on the Wii. Everything else about the game is as good as you'd expect it to be. Is it the best Zelda game of all time? God, no, not even close. But it is a solid game that hits around the right amount of nostalgia and reward. The real problem I see is that a lot of people weren't excited about this release as the previous release, Twilight Princess. It's not the game's fault at all. Even though there was some excitement, I just never felt that it was going to be a bad game or that I didn't want it in my collection. Zelda is one of those few game series that will stand the test of time and will be a model for designers and developers decades into the future.
知らず知らずと真剣勝負今宵もゼルダは最高潮